Welcome, dear one. Welcome with open arms to Angel's message for you original channel. This is our only official channel. Please beware of copycat and pirated channels, and stay connected to the original source for authentic angel messages and true blessings. Before we begin, a heartfelt thank you to Teresa for sowing a seed for Soulmate through your Ko-Fi super thanks. May this seed return to you multiplied with soulmate blessings, divine protection, love, well-being, and abundance. May the angels guide and watch over you every step of your journey. Something has happened within the family of the one your soul is bound to. They find themselves without an easy way forward, pressed into decisions they never imagined facing. Listen closely, beloved, because this is not a simple message passed along by chance. Something urgent, something deeply life-altering, is unfolding right now around the household of the one your heart has chosen. And if this truth is ignored, there may come a day when you wish you had paid closer attention, because what lies beneath the surface is far heavier than anything you have imagined so far. They are caught inside a storm of impossible choices, pushed into a corner where no path forward feels gentle or easy. A chain of events has tied their hands together, leaving little room to breathe, and whatever decision comes from this moment will not stay contained within their world alone. It will ripple outward and touch your life as well, reshaping things you once believed were settled. Secrets that have lived quietly inside their family for far too long, sealed behind closed doors and unspoken agreements, are now beginning to stir. Heaven has watched this unfold from the very beginning, and heaven refuses to let you remain unaware while the truth continues to rise. Even while you sit here reading these words, forces beyond your sight are already moving. The family connected to your beloved is preparing to make a decision, one that may either draw you closer together or create distance you never expected to feel. Whatever comes next, you must be ready to meet it with strength rather than fear. A heavy silence has settled over their household, yet silence has never been able to hide truth forever. Someone within their circle is pressing an ultimatum, and the weight of this choice is slowly tearing them apart from the inside. They cannot put it into words just yet, but every tear shed quietly behind closed doors is somehow connected to you. The one your heart is tied to has been carrying something heavy, something they wish to shield you from for as long as possible. But the moment has arrived where that protection can no longer hold. You are about to witness a side of their life that has remained hidden from your eyes until now. Beloved soul, destiny is weaving a delicate yet powerful thread through your love story, and the walls that once kept you apart are beginning to crumble. Soon, you will understand why certain things were delayed, why paths once felt blocked, and why their silence sometimes felt unbearable to witness. None of it was random. All of it was preparation for what is unfolding now. This revelation is arriving with the force of distant thunder, growing louder as it approaches. The decision their family faces seems to carry only two outcomes. Either everything is sacrificed, or the truth is finally revealed. And no matter which path they choose, your life is about to shift in ways that cannot be undone. They tried so hard to shield you from this, but fate has decided that the time for knowing has come. Whispers surrounding their home are filled with fear, regret, and desperate attempts to hold fragile pieces together. Yet even with every effort made, the collapse of old patterns feels inevitable now. The one your heart belongs to is fighting a quiet, invisible battle, caught between love and loyalty, between the survival of their family and the devotion their heart holds for you. This is the breaking point, the moment that will reveal whether they rise or crumble under the weight of it all. Beloved child of heaven, the angels are watching closely. They understand how deeply this truth may affect you, yet they also know without question that you carry the strength needed to face it. The fire ahead is not meant to destroy your spirit. It exists to purify the path that lies before you. Every single thing unfolding right now is gently guiding you toward the love you were always meant to receive. But for that love to fully bloom, certain hidden chains must first be broken, and the sound of those chains breaking will echo through your life very soon. The quiet cries echoing through their family home may seem hidden to the world, but heaven has already recorded every single sound. Their sleepless nights, their trembling hands, their restless pacing across empty rooms, all of it is somehow tied back to you. They cannot escape this truth, because it has already been written into the unfolding of your shared story. The one your heart longs for already senses what is coming, and though they may hide it carefully behind a calm expression, their eyes carry the heaviness of everything left unsaid. Behind every forced smile and every quiet, lingering moment lies a storm that is preparing to touch your life directly. You stand at the edge of discovery now, and nothing can stop what is already in motion. Beloved soul, understand that this is no ordinary season you are walking through. The choice forced upon their family is sharp, heavy, and impossible to reverse once it is made. They must choose between protecting the comfort of their bloodline and honoring the deeper destiny calling to their heart. This is precisely why heaven chose to reveal this truth to you now, because when it finally arrives, it will arrive suddenly, like lightning splitting open a quiet night sky. If you remain unprepared, the shock could shake you deeply. Not everyone surrounding their family carries true loyalty in their heart. Some smile gently on the surface while quietly sharpening intentions behind closed doors. These hidden influences are part of what is pushing the family toward this painful decision. The one your heart is connected to has carried family secrets for years, secrets buried so deeply that exposure once seemed impossible. But the season of exposure has now arrived, and heaven will not allow truth to remain hidden any longer. The chains of silence surrounding their world are being gently torn apart even as you read these words. Beloved soul, never believe this message reached you by mere accident. This is a divine warning, carefully placed preparation for what is about to unfold in your story. Soon you will see how every delay, every distance, and every quiet tear was connected from the very beginning. The one your heart belongs to will no longer be able to hide behind soft excuses. Their family has run out of room to keep the truth concealed, and once it is spoken aloud, your heart will never view them in quite the same way again. Though this shift will ultimately lead towards something deeper and more honest than before. Right now, their home may feel like a quiet battlefield. Every word spoken there carries hidden tension, and every glance holds secrets too painful to voice aloud just yet. And yet, every part of this difficult season is somehow leading back toward you. The one your heart has chosen has been pulled between two worlds, duty toward family and devotion toward love. But the balance is shifting now, and the truth is preparing to shape their future in a powerful way. This is a moment of no return, beloved soul. Yet do not let fear take hold of your spirit. In the ashes of this temporary chaos, a beautiful new beginning is quietly being born. What feels broken now is only making space for what was always destined to arrive. Even while darkness attempts to silence love, heaven continues setting beautiful things into motion behind the scenes. What you are receiving through this message is more than simple revelation. It is a key unlocking the next chapter of your shared destiny. The family connected to your beloved believes they are making a painful sacrifice, yet they cannot yet see the greater plan heaven has already prepared. Their forced decision is only the surface of something much deeper, something aligning your path in ways beyond their understanding. What appears to be destruction is quietly becoming construction instead. Every obstacle rising before you is secretly carving a clearer way forward, and every closed door is gently redirecting you toward the doorway destiny always intended for you. This is precisely why the pain feels so heavy right now, because it is shaping a miracle that is still waiting just ahead of you. Beloved soul, the angels are already gathering close around you, placing a quiet shield over your heart and preparing you gently for what you are about to hear. You may shed tears through this process, yet you will rise from it stronger than you have ever been before. When the dust finally settles, the one your heart belongs to will stand before you with honesty shining in their eyes. No longer hiding, no longer running, no longer choosing silence over truth. Their family now stands at the edge of a decision that feels like a blade pressed gently against their spirit. The walls around them are closing in, and every passing moment brings the truth closer to the surface. What they tried so carefully to bury is finally beginning to rise. Beloved child of heaven, this truth is being shown to you now so that you are never caught off guard by what comes later. What is approaching will test both of you deeply, testing patience, testing love, and testing the strength of your shared destiny. Voices inside their home are filled with arguments, quiet tears, and whispered fears that refuse to settle. Nothing feels stable in their world right now, and no one inside that household can pretend everything will simply be fine. This is the breaking point they have quietly feared for a long while. And yet, through every layer of this chaos, heaven continues pointing you gently toward one unshakable truth. Your soulmate cannot truly escape the bond connecting you. No matter how heavy their family's decision becomes, destiny will continue pulling them back toward you. Right now, those closest to their family carry secrets burning quietly like fire within their hearts. They believe that hiding these truths protects your beloved. Yet in truth, silence is slowly poisoning everyone involved. The longer truth remains buried, the more powerful its eventual release will be. Beloved soul, the angels have already stepped gently into this unfolding situation. Every hidden untruth is being drawn into the light, and no shadow will be allowed to remain unseen for much longer. The careful mask worn for years within their family is slowly being lifted away. The one your heart belongs to feels torn in two directions, pulled toward loyalty for family on one side and pulled toward love for you on the other. In the middle of this quiet storm, tears fall softly each night, unseen by the world. This is exactly why heaven needed this message to reach you now, because when this inner storm finally reaches its peak, the choice that follows will lead directly back toward you. Even neighbors and close friends sense that something feels different lately. They hear raised voices through thin walls. They feel the tension whenever the family steps outside together. And though everyone senses something is happening, no one fully understands the weight being carried inside that home. The heart of your beloved feels heavy right now, yet heaven continues whispering quiet strength into their spirit, preparing them gently for one of the hardest truths they will ever have to face. Whether they break momentarily or stand strong through this season, the outcome is already woven into your shared destiny. Beloved soul, remember this truth deeply. Pain is never meant to destroy you. It exists to free you from old illusions, gently guiding you toward a love that is real, tested, and unshakable once it finally settles into place. What feels like an ending right now is, in truth, only the beginning of something far greater than you can currently imagine. Their family may believe they hold full control over this decision, yet heaven gently smiles at every human plan made without divine awareness. For every choice made on earth, there exists a quiet divine override already shaping the outcome behind the scenes. Soon you will begin noticing small signs confirming this truth, unexpected encounters, subtle shifts in energy, gentle nudges pointing you toward deeper understanding. Heaven is weaving every piece of this story together with intention. Before we go deeper into today's message, if you feel guided by this energy, you can sow your seed for your soulmate's well-being and protection through the Ko-Fi link Super Thanks in the description or pinned comment. This is a simple way to support this divine mission and invite blessings for your soulmate journey, emotional healing, and overall well-being. Many believe that when you give with a pure heart, it returns as love, peace, happiness, and abundance in your life. Your support helps this channel continue spreading divine messages, guidance, and hope to many souls around the world. The one your heart belongs to is quietly being prepared for this moment, whether they consciously realize it or not. They are being gently drawn toward a destiny they cannot fully resist, a path leading directly back to your heart. No amount of resistance from their family can stop what has already been set into motion. When the moment finally arrives, this revelation will break open like distant thunder rolling across the sky. What once seemed capable of tearing you apart will instead bind you closer together than ever before. The atmosphere inside their home no longer feels quiet. Words are slowly turning into raised voices, and raised voices are slowly turning into quiet tears late at night. Every corner of that household now carries a vibration of fear mixed with confusion. Beloved soul, destiny is pressing firmly against them with a force they cannot easily resist. The decision unfolding within their family will ripple outward across your life, much like waves gently crashing along a quiet shoreline. This situation has grown far bigger than anything they can fully control on their own. The very foundation of their family feels like it is trembling beneath the surface. Promises made quietly behind closed doors are beginning to collapse, and long-held loyalties are being tested in ways never experienced before. This is more than a simple trial. It is a slow, steady revelation unfolding piece by piece. And through every layer of this unfolding story, heaven's message remains clear and steady. You must remain prepared for what comes next. What they tried so carefully to hide from you will eventually arrive at your door, and once it is finally revealed, there will be no going back to how things were before. The one your heart belongs to feels pressure tightening around their chest with every passing day. Every breath they take feels weighted with decisions they never wanted to face in the first place. They are being gently forced to walk a path they never imagined choosing for themselves. Beloved soul, understand clearly that this unfolding season is not punishment of any kind. It is preparation carefully designed with purpose. Heaven is shaping your story with precision, using even painful moments as tools for deeper alignment. What looks like loss right now is, in truth, simply redirection towards something better. Those who hoped to use this family situation to break your bond have underestimated the steady hand of heaven working quietly behind the scenes. Every attempt made to separate you is slowly transforming into the very fuel pulling you closer together. The choice their family cannot avoid will eventually unlock doors you never imagined could open for you. This is the beautiful paradox woven into destiny itself. Destruction leading gently toward rebirth. Heartbreak slowly transforming into lasting union. Relatives connected to this situation whisper quietly in fear, worried about consequences they cannot yet predict or control. They fear exposure, judgment, and outcomes that feel entirely outside their hands. Yet heaven has already decided that truth must eventually shine through every layer of resistance. Beloved soul, there is a meaningful reason this message has reached you exactly today. The moment of exposure draws nearer than most people realize right now. The quiet hourglass of destiny continues running steadily toward its final moments. The one your heart belongs to feels restless, unable to find true peace within their spirit. They sense the coming storm, they feel the steady pull toward you, yet they do not fully know how to put these feelings into words just yet. Their silence is not rejection of you. It is simply the heavy weight of everything they currently carry inside. Soon, words will reach you that completely shift the way you understand everything that has happened so far. Words that may cut deeply at first, yet ultimately bring healing once they are finally spoken aloud. The angels continue standing guard around you even in this very moment. They are gently preparing your heart, wrapping it carefully in unseen strength that you may not consciously feel yet, but that is steadily working beneath the surface. Beloved soul, this moment in your story is divinely timed down to the smallest detail. Nothing is happening too early, and nothing is happening too late. Everything is unfolding exactly as heaven has gently planned it from the very beginning. Even the chaos surrounding this season is part of a much larger, intentional orchestration. Their family may believe they hold complete control over this unfolding decision, believing their forced choice will be final and unchangeable. But the deeper truth is that heaven holds the final word over every outcome, and that word has already been quietly written into your story. Your connection cannot truly be denied or erased by outside circumstances. Whatever unfolds next will gently push the one your heart belongs to closer toward the arms of destiny, and those arms belong to you. The silence inside their home has grown increasingly difficult to bear. Even the walls themselves seem to hold secrets that can no longer remain quietly contained. The pressure surrounding this hidden truth feels ready to release at any given moment. Beloved soul, what is about to unfold will not remain isolated within their world alone. It will move gently into your life as well, much like a quiet storm finally breaking after a long, heavy silence. This truth has been circling around your story for some time now, patiently waiting for the right moment to fully arrive. That moment is steadily approaching. Their family once believed this truth could remain buried indefinitely, yet heaven is gently pulling back every layer of disguise, allowing reality to finally step into the open. No one can remain hidden once divine timing has fully arrived. And when this revelation finally comes, hearts may feel shaken for a moment, yet destinies will steadily align in the process. The pain you may feel through this season will soon become the very key unlocking your greatest blessing. The one your heart belongs to feels a quiet trembling inside, caught gently between fear and love. They understand that once truth is finally spoken, there will be no returning to the life they once knew before this moment. Their silence is slowly breaking apart, and soon, words will pour out like flames finally released from quiet containment. Beloved soul, prepare your heart gently, because this unfolding season is not only about them. It is also about you stepping fully into the role heaven has lovingly prepared for you. Your quiet strength will become their steady anchor once everything around them begins to shift. Those who attempted to manipulate this situation will eventually be revealed for who they truly are. Every hidden betrayal, every quiet untruth, every protective mask will eventually fall away completely. The world around them will begin to see clearly who truly stands for honesty and who does not. In that meaningful moment, the one your heart belongs to will fully realize that you were their safe place all along, even during the moments they could not yet say it aloud. Their tears will eventually find their way to you, and their heart will gently settle into your arms, because heaven always intended your story to unfold exactly this way. Even now, quiet whispers continue rising around their name. People nearby are talking, spreading shadows of doubt, attempting to twist the unfolding story before it ever reaches your ears. But heaven will ensure that truth reaches you clearly, untouched by outside distortion. Beloved soul, the angels walk gently ahead of you, clearing every obstacle from your path. No one will be able to deceive you for much longer. Every mask surrounding their family is being carefully removed, piece by piece, revealing what lies beneath. The one your heart belongs to may seem distant lately, yet quietly, they continue fighting for you in their own silent way. Their love remains stronger than this temporary storm, stronger than any attempted betrayal, stronger than fear itself. It is this very strength that will eventually lead them back toward you. This is why heaven gently whispers, "Do not give up, and do not lose faith through this season." What feels like destruction right now is, in truth, the very soil where your love will steadily take root and bloom into something unshakable. The night ahead holds a meaningful turning point within your story. Darkness may attempt to overwhelm the situation temporarily, yet divine light is already steadily breaking through every layer of resistance. What feels impossible today will become undeniable tomorrow. Beloved soul, you must stand gently strong as their family's truth finally comes into full view. Their tears may seek comfort from you, and their vulnerability may need your steady strength to lean upon. This is precisely the role heaven has quietly prepared you for all along. Every heartbreak you have endured in your past was, in truth, gentle preparation for this very moment. Every betrayal you survived was steadily building the inner strength you now carry forward. Nothing in your journey was ever wasted. It was all preparing you for this exact unfolding. And soon, when the one your heart belongs to stands before you, free of hidden secrets, you will finally see their heart in its purest, most honest form. That meaningful moment will be when destiny finally breathes new life into your shared story. The moment has steadily arrived where silence can no longer protect their family from this unfolding truth. Their household has gathered together quietly, voices trembling, eyes carrying visible fear. The choice they have made was never born from desire. It was born from quiet desperation. Beloved soul, this unfolding decision carries weight heavy enough to shake the very foundation of their lives. They believe they are doing what feels necessary, yet heaven understands clearly that this choice will create ripples extending far beyond their immediate control. That ripple will eventually reach you as well. The one your heart belongs to sat frozen as difficult words fell like distant thunder around them. They never wanted this outcome, yet circumstances quietly forced their hand. Love and loyalty collided in that moment, leaving marks that may never fully disappear. And in that very instant, their heart quietly whispered your name. Even while walking this painful path, their soul continued reaching gently for you, proving once again that destiny cannot be silenced by outside circumstances. The decision made within their family was meant to protect something valuable, yet it came at a quiet cost to their own happiness. They chose survival, though that survival came soaked in quiet sorrow. What they believed would save their world may actually push everything closer to a meaningful turning point instead. Beloved soul, do not mistake this current season as the ending of your story. It is only the trigger, the opening note of a much larger revelation that has been patiently waiting to unfold. The storm surrounding this situation has only just begun. The one your heart belongs to feels torn in two directions, bound gently by loyalty to family, yet steadily pulled by genuine love. They may feel trapped inside a cage built unintentionally by their own family, yet heaven is already quietly forging the key needed to set them free. and that key is you. This is precisely why heaven continues speaking so clearly to you through this message tonight. The chain reaction has already begun, and nothing will prevent it from steadily reaching into your life. Their family once believed they could quietly hide this truth by making this difficult choice. They believed silence and distance would offer lasting protection. But heaven has already written a very different outcome into your story. Beloved soul, truth will continue rising no matter how deeply it was once buried. Untruths simply cannot last once divine light begins shining steadily upon them. Every hidden detail is already unfolding gently toward you. The one your heart belongs to understands they cannot keep you in the dark much longer. Their eyes carry the quiet pain of held secrets, yet their soul continues quietly longing for release. Soon those silent feelings will steadily transform into honest confessions. When the truth is finally spoken aloud, it may sting briefly, yet it will also bring deep healing. It will gently strip away old illusions and open the path heaven has always promised for your story. Their family's choice was meant to create distance, yet destiny continues twisting events in unexpected, beautiful ways. What they believed would end your bond is actually becoming the very thing pulling you steadily closer together. Every obstacle quietly serves a greater purpose within heaven's unfolding plan. Beloved soul, their decision has already set a quiet chain of small miracles into motion. The visible chaos is never random. It is carefully calculated by something far greater than human understanding. Every tear shed through this season will gently water the soil of your future union. The one your heart belongs to may not see it clearly yet, but heaven is gently guiding them toward a corner where the only way forward leads directly toward you. This is the quiet beauty woven into destiny, using even temporary pain to guide love toward its rightful place. When they finally arrive, broken open and free of pretense, you will witness the true purity of their heart, free of untruths, free of masks, holding only raw and undeniable honesty. Whispers inside their household have steadily turned into a silence heavy enough to fill every room. No one dares speak openly anymore, yet everyone quietly senses that this storm cannot be avoided much longer. Truth sits quietly at their table like an unseen guest, gently waiting to be acknowledged. Beloved soul, the one your heart belongs to feels increasingly suffocated by the weight of everything unfolding around them. Their eyes reveal what their lips still cannot say, and every glance toward their family now carries quiet, unspoken tension. The moment of release feels increasingly close. The decision once made was meant to protect their family's image, yet it has quietly cost your beloved their own inner peace. They sacrificed personal happiness for the sake of survival, yet that survival has slowly turned into invisible chains. These quiet chains seem to rattle louder with each passing night. Heaven continues watching closely, gently recording every tear, every sleepless night, every word left unspoken between them. And soon, this quiet record will be revealed clearly before your very eyes. The one your heart belongs to feels as though they are slowly drowning beneath a sea of expectations placed upon them. Their family pulls firmly in one direction, while their heart pulls firmly in another, and the connecting rope feels close to breaking. They cannot stretch much further without something eventually giving way. Beloved soul, destiny has remained patient through this season, yet patience cannot last forever. This quiet tug of war cannot continue much longer without resolution. Truth will eventually rise like fire lighting up a quiet night sky. Friends nearby are beginning to sense subtle tension building. Even outsiders feel that something feels different, though they cannot fully understand the depth of what is happening. quiet shadows seem to whisper louder with each passing day, and in the middle of all this uncertainty, your name continues quietly burning within their heart. No matter how strongly their family pulls in another direction, destiny continues writing you steadily into their unfolding future. The night is steadily approaching when their walls of silence will finally collapse. They will no longer be able to contain this pressure much longer. Their voice will eventually break, and truth will pour out like a gentle flood finally released. Beloved soul, heaven never intended for this truth to remain hidden forever. What has been concealed in quiet darkness must eventually be revealed in the light, and that light is steadily reaching toward you now. Their family fears this coming exposure more than almost anything else, knowing that once it reaches your awareness, their previous control over the situation will finally come to an end. This is precisely why they tried so carefully to bury it so deeply within silence. But destiny gently smiles at every attempt to bury what heaven has already chosen to reveal. The deeper something is hidden, the louder it tends to surface once the timing finally arrives. The decision made quietly within that closed room is steadily cracking along its edges. It cannot hold together much longer, because untruths remain fragile when weighed gently against destiny's steady plan. Their choice was only ever a temporary delay, never a true solution to what lies ahead. Beloved soul, every passing second continues bringing you closer toward this meaningful revelation. The countdown has already quietly begun, even though they may not fully realize it yet. Heaven continues pushing truth steadily toward you, much like a slowly rising tide along a quiet shore. The one your heart belongs to feels their heart steadily preparing to confess everything they have carried. They will not be able to hold these feelings back much longer once the right moment finally arrives. Their words will eventually spill forward, unstoppable and undeniable in their honesty. And when those words finally reach you, your soul will tremble gently, not from fear, but from quiet recognition of something deeply true. Because even within this season of pain, you will clearly see heaven's gentle fingerprint woven throughout your entire love story. The atmosphere inside their home has grown increasingly heavy, as though every wall quietly carries the weight of unspoken secrets. Their family sits together quietly, yet their silence speaks louder than any raised voice ever could. Something unspoken continues slowly breaking them apart from within. Beloved soul, the one your heart belongs to senses everything slowly slipping through their fingers. They can no longer comfortably pretend that everything feels normal. Truth continues burning closer to the surface with each passing day. The decision once made was meant to ease their fear, yet instead, it has quietly multiplied it further. Each new day adds another small crack to the fragile situation they have built. And soon, those small cracks will steadily turn into a meaningful release. Heaven is gently allowing this to happen, because nothing hidden can remain concealed forever. Truth continues marching steadily forward, unstoppable, preparing to gently enter your life. Relatives connected to this situation whisper quietly late into the night, feeling uncertain even of their own shadows. They speak quietly of consequences, of outcomes that feel impossible to reverse once finally revealed. Fear has become their closest, most familiar companion through this season. Beloved soul, heaven gently reveals their trembling voices to you now. They feel afraid because they understand that this truth does not belong only to them. It belongs to you as well, and once you fully know it, everything will shift meaningfully and permanently. The one your heart belongs to walks through each day carrying a heart heavy as quiet stone. They love you deeply, yet they remain gently bound by their family's difficult choice. This tension feels as though it is tearing their very spirit in two directions. And yet, destiny continues quietly pulling them back toward you, no matter how strong their family's grip currently feels. Love chosen by heaven simply cannot be erased by ordinary human fear. Every small sign around them continues quietly suggesting that time is steadily running out. Phones buzz softly with unfamiliar messages. Sudden meetings occur quietly behind closed doors. Rushed conversations end abruptly whenever someone unexpectedly enters the room. They are trying their best to hold everything together, yet it continues quietly falling apart at the seams. Beloved soul, the one your heart belongs to is beginning to feel the weight of this pressure more deeply now. Their tears flow quietly in private moments, and their prayers gently ask heaven for the strength to finally share everything with you. Truth feels dangerous in this moment, yet it remains deeply necessary for what comes next. Without it, stepping fully into the destiny waiting for both of you becomes impossible. This is exactly why heaven will not allow this truth to remain hidden much longer. And when it finally arrives, it will arrive quickly, like lightning, startling yet impossible to ignore. Your spirit will finally hear what your heart has quietly suspected for some time now. Their family's choice was born from a quiet fear of losing something they valued deeply. They believed silence would offer protection, yet silence has slowly become their greatest challenge instead. Truth continues quietly working its way toward the surface, gently demanding acknowledgement. Beloved soul, heaven wants you to feel fully ready when this truth finally arrives. The words you eventually hear may sting briefly at first, yet behind that initial sting lies genuine freedom waiting for you both. Freedom for you, freedom for the one your heart belongs to, and freedom for love itself to grow without unnecessary chains holding it back. Their eyes have already quietly begun revealing what their words have not yet found the courage to say. And through every layer of this unfolding story, remember that heaven has never once stopped walking beside you. You were never meant to carry this season alone. Every tear, every quiet moment of waiting, every unanswered question has been gently held within the loving hands of something far greater than any earthly circumstance. The discomfort you feel now is simply the sensation of old patterns dissolving to make room for something far more aligned with your true destiny. Trust that timing, even when it feels slow, is never wasted. Trust that distance, even when it feels painful, is often preparing closeness that will feel even sweeter once it finally arrives. Beloved soul, allow yourself to release the heaviness of needing every answer right now. Some truths require gentle unfolding rather than sudden arrival, and heaven understands the pace your heart can handle far better than any outside voice ever could. As you continue moving forward, hold on to faith like a quiet lantern guiding you through whatever uncertainty remains. Faith does not require seeing the entire road ahead. It simply requires trusting the next small step placed gently in front of you. And as this message comes to a gentle close, know that the angels remain close beside you, long after these words have ended. They continue watching over the unfolding of your story with patience and love, gently nudging circumstances into alignment, even when progress feels invisible to your eyes. Whatever truth eventually arrives, whatever shifts unfold within the family connected to your heart, trust that everything is moving you steadily toward the love, the peace, and the wholeness you were always destined to receive. Carry this blessing with you as you step back into your day. May your heart remain soft even through uncertainty. May your spirit remain steady even through unexpected change. And may you walk forward knowing that heaven has never once lost sight of your story, your healing, or your destiny. Dear beautiful soul, This Angel's Message for You channel is a sacred spiritual home, created for faith, healing, and divine guidance. A place where hearts awaken and lives are gently transformed through divine messages. We warmly invite you to subscribe and stay connected, because the divine is always preparing something greater for your journey, something you are meant to receive in divine timing. If you feel moved to support this mission, you can sow your seed here for your soulmate blessings and divine love fulfillment. Your contribution is not just support. It is an energetic agreement with love, healing, and divine alignment in your own life. When you give with intention, it opens doors. Love flows more freely, happiness expands, and abundance multiplies in unexpected ways. Many believe that giving in faith activates a return of peace, joy, and emotional fulfillment in relationships and life. Whether it is $11, $22, $33, or $55, your generosity helps us continue spreading these divine messages of hope, healing, and soulmate guidance across the world. Every seed sown into this mission helps hearts heal, faith return, and souls reconnect with love. This is more than a channel. It is a movement of light, unity, and divine timing. Your support allows this sacred work to grow, touching lives that are searching for answers, comfort, and spiritual direction. We are all connected in this journey, and together we rise as one community under divine love. Let us open our hearts to the abundance that is already on its way. Amen.